Hello, this is wmpyr. Welcome to part 3 of the lockdown exercises. Okay, so when the bad guy has a knife and they come stabbing at you out of nowhere, a lot of times you're gonna just have to use your reflex and you have to hollow out like this, right? So to practice that and as a good warm-up, let's move the hips like this, make nice and big circles. So what you're practicing here is hollowing out. And not just hollowing out straight back where they could continue to stab. You hollow back and try to move off to the side, okay? And that way you could wrap up their arms and try to do something about it. So make these big circles, okay? So keep in mind you're hollowing out. That's the idea here. Go in both directions, boom, boom, like this, okay? Go this way as well. This way as well, and as you get comfortable, you want to move around. So don't just stay in one place, making these circles. You want to be able to move like this. Okay, so walk around as you do this. Go both directions, like so. Okay, so that helps you with your spine, making it more flexible, your hips, and once again helping you hollow out. So that's number one. Next, let's go to the chainsaw. As a warm-up first, we're just going to put the arms here, okay? And you're going to go, the first thing is to imagine tearing like a yellow pages, a big book. You're ripping a big book in half, okay? So when you do that, you're going to, one hand's going to go forward and the other hand's going to go back, okay? So it goes boom, like this. Boom, like this. So in karate, they have the punching hand and the pulling backhand. It's the same idea. You're just keeping it right here. So your hand's right here and you're just going boom, like this. One, boom. So as you can see, when I throw the punch, the hand that's punching goes forward and the other hand comes back together, okay? So one, two, reverse, boom. Where now I'm punching with the left hand and the right hand comes back. So one, two, boom. So just practice this one, two, three. And then switch to the left side. One, two, three. One, two, three. That was with the right hand, left hand. One, two, three. Now the same idea, think of it as a steering wheel on a car. So if I throw a hook with the right hand, if I throw a hook, then notice the left hand comes back. So boom, this is my hook. Boom, right here. Boom. So if I'm going to throw the hook with the left hand, then the right hand, it comes back, okay? Same idea with an uppercut. So if I'm going to throw an uppercut, then this hand, like it's on a steering wheel, it's a relationship that goes together, okay? So if I throw an uppercut with this side, then this hand is pulling back. Boom, okay? So it starts with right here where you're ripping the page, so just keep thinking. So as a warm-up, once again, 3 minutes is what I like. So let's start off with 3 minutes. You're moving around and just rip that phone book, okay? Boom. Boom, 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 boom. You see? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so I want you guys to do that for 3 minutes. Play around with it. The hook, uppercut, definitely harder. So if you want to keep it simple, just stick with a jab cross, okay? And the next one, we're going to kind of keep in the same vein, but now both hands attached. Right here, like if I have suspenders on and I put my thumbs right there, I just keep my arms attached right here, and I'm just gonna move back and forth, okay? Back and forth like this. So if Mr. Stickman is attacking me, then I use my forearm to defend. So this is a strike, but with my forearm. And notice it's not striking like this, it's striking with the shoulder, okay? So, boom. See, you don't see my hand do this. It's right here. and it can be powerful. Okay, you can put some power into it. So just keep your arms right here. You're just going 1, 2, 1, 2, boom, 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 boom. It's almost like you have a backpack on and you're holding onto the straps. So it is connected to the previous drill, okay, where if one side comes forward, the other side has to go back, because that's how your shoulders work. And what we're doing here is we're using the shoulders, okay? So I'm using the shoulders to ram the forearms into somebody, not the arm, so that my arm isn't coming out. It's right here. So once again, so do this for 3 minutes. You could be moving around if you want to. Just stay on your toes nice and light, okay? And just going back and forward, back and forward. Boom, 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 boom. And I also like to put in a little bit of downwards movement to give me a little bit of that strike in there. And it's slight circular as well, okay? There's a slight circular motion because your shoulders are able to do that. So one more time, keep going. So and then if you want to start bringing your arms out, now you could do that. Ripping of the yellow pages, okay? And then you come back to here. So you can see it is connected, it's related. And now I'm going to bring the arm out. So I'm not thinking punching so much, I'm thinking hitting with the forearms, okay? So my arms come out. And that is your chainsaw motion. So that's where it comes from. So once again, right here. That is your chainsaw, okay? Now, chainsaw isn't just a forearm strike. See, I am hitting with the knuckles as well. So, chainsaw is all of this, all right? And what makes the chainsaw so powerful is that you could use it with weapons. So from here, you start with this. Okay, so that's what makes the chainsaw so great. If you try other movements with the arms, you might end up hurting your hand, cutting yourself. You know, it can be dangerous. So, you know, if you want to keep things real simple, then the chainsaw is the way to go. Right hand stays on the right side, left hand stays on the left side, and you're doing, once again, the backpack idea, okay? So that's what keeps it extra safe and extra simple, all right? So the next one, make sure that you kind of stretch out. So the next one we're going to go to is the vertical figure eight. This is very old school, something that was taught to me a long time ago. Okay, so you guys have done horizontal figure eights. In other words, the infinity sign. Okay, by now, you know, when you're doing the X's and you're making the X's smoother, it turns into a sideways figure eight. Okay, so what we're doing today is a vertical figure eight. So let me just show you what it looks like first. It goes 1, 2, 1, and 2. See, like this. So traditionally, this is the way it was taught to me, and I was taught to also go down, down, up, down, up. So make a large figure eight where you got to go down and back up. And when you go down, remember not to bend over like so. Okay, so when you're doing the figure eight, let me break it down for you guys. Okay, so it's a diagonal slash down first, okay? So we're all very familiar with that. Diagonal down slash right here, and then when you get to the bottom, you're gonna make the bottom part of the eight, okay? And then you're gonna go diagonal back up to the left side. So you start with a right side diagonal down, and you make a half a loop over here, so it's a half of a circle, and it takes you to the bottom right side, and now we go to the top left, okay? And then we finish up by creating the top loop, top half of the circle right there, back to the right side, okay? So one more time. We start with the top right, okay? Diagonal slash to the bottom left. So from the bottom left to the bottom right, we just draw half of a circle. And now we're at the bottom right, we're gonna go this. I know this is a weird, awkward motion for a lot of people, but you're going like this, you're making a diagonal up movement to the top left side. Once you're at the top left side, you're gonna make a curve right here to the top right side, okay? And we're back to where we started. So down, curve, back up, curve, okay? So down, curve, back up, curve. One, curve, two, curve. One, curve, two, curve. Making it slowly smoother and smoother. Curve, boom, curve, slash, slash, curve, slash. So what's happening here, if you guys can understand, is that the first one is a diagonal down, okay? I curve, and then the second one is a diagonal up strike. So I am slashing back on the up position. Curve right here, and then I start again. So one, curve, two, curve. One, curve, two, curve. One, two, one, two. So that's what I'm doing, you know, like to the arm if it's defanging the snake. So one, two, one, two, okay? So that's the motion right there. So with the stick, one, two, one, two, one, and two. Now this can also be done sideways. It can be done in many different angles, but right now, let's focus on this vertical. And I want you guys to keep practicing that. I know it's a little bit tricky, so please spend good time working on it. And it's really worth it. Look, in the beginning, if you're having a hard time, make it very straight, okay? Make it diagonal down, go sideways on the bottom, diagonal back up, go sideways on the top. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, and four. So if you're having a hard time, just make it very rigid, okay? Make it very rigid. But then, as you get better, you start making it more curvy. And as it becomes curvy, that's when it starts to become your figure eight motion, like this. This is the motion that we want, okay? So let me just show you guys how it's used, like in a heaven six pattern or something like this. So I can start off, heaven six right here, and then you see, here it is. I put it in right there, boom. See, I can put it in. So right here, now this is a vertical figure eight that I'm putting in. Putting it forwards and back, up and down. So as I'm coming, boom, right here, here. Okay, so that's kind of how it looks like when you do it with the sticks. The arm learns it, so it comes into your arms. And what's so great about this move is that, like for something like MMA, you start coming in, so you're boom, boom. You are striking at the guy, and he starts to go down. Then that's where you switch to this vertical figure eight, and you start pounding on the guy as they're going down. Or maybe they're trying to change levels to take you down, but now you can start directing your punches rather than here, 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 which you're now going downwards, downwards. So it really feels like a caveman type punch where someone's trying to come at me low or something, and I'm trying to stop their takedown, and I just bring my hand up like it's a mace, like it's a club, and I'm just smacking them down. that motion is the figure eight motion, the vertical figure eight motion. So it is a very, very good move. Okay, so once again, I like to put in the hip exercises, and that hip exercise, as I'm rotating the hip, I could also rotate the upper body in the opposite direction as the hip is going. So it gives me more articulation, upper body and lower body, to help me be more mobile. And that connects with the figure eight, connects with being able to hollow out, move out of the way, and it's good for your spine as well. So let's go to the next one, and that is our knife defense. Okay, so for knife defense, let's see. This comes from what I call force-to-force block. Actually, that's not what I call it. That's what it was taught to me. It was called a force-to-force block. Okay, so the strike is coming in. You have the stick. You grab both ends and you block. Okay, it's a block, but it's a strike. All right, and maybe I need to make another video explaining that more clearly to you guys. But as this attack is coming in, okay, I grab here, and I don't block and we stay here like this. No, that's not how it's done. Not in Filipino martial arts, not in Eskrima. So as this attack is coming in, they could have a weapon. I'm going to aim for their hand, okay, and do that, okay. Now, if this is practice, we'll go stick to stick, but I am hitting the attack. Boom, like this. Boom, if attack's coming over here, boom, like so, okay, boom. I am striking at the attack. So that's what I want you guys to understand there, okay. So you simply grab the stick like so. Attack is coming from this angle, boom, okay, and I come back here, always come back here. If I'm here ready to do this, guess what? They're gonna change it to attack me on the leg or attack me on the hand. They're gonna change it. So I need to be in this position and not telegraph. Telegraph means you're letting them know what you're trying to do. So if I'm already like this, I'm kind of like showing them I'm trying to defend. I'm trying to use this kind of force-to-force block, so that they'll already start countering this. Okay, it's natural for people to go, okay, I get it. I get what you're trying to do. So they're going to adapt to that. Most people will naturally adapt. So, but if I stay like this, they don't know if I'm going to attack, if I'm going to defend. They don't know. I might stab. They don't know what's coming. So stay here and then do that. Don't already be like this, because you're giving it away. Okay? So that's the biggest mistake I notice a lot of people make. So from right here, you're going to go boom, boom, right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, 3, and 4. What if it comes down the center? Boom. I can move out that way, I can move out that way, okay? Main idea is I am striking. If it comes from diagonal, below up here, striking down, comes from this angle, strike down. So from here, 1 and 2. If I don't have time, I might even do this, like so, right here. Okay, if I don't have time, it just might be like that. Okay, but ideally, I'm really hitting down, and if I hit them on the weapon, it might fall out of their hand. But if I hit them on the hand, even better. Okay, so that is the idea right there. So what we're going to be doing now is I'm going to give you a couple of strikes with the knife, and I want you guys to do that. Okay, so this is a virtual reality practice. Okay, so I'm going to come in, we're going to attack right there, and hopefully you guys went, bam, right there, like so. You hit me on the hand. That's just coming here, boom. You hit right here, bam, this way, in that direction, okay? So, right here, here you go. Right here. Okay. Here. Okay, now we'll go to middle line. And what I want you guys to notice is that I am not doing a follow through, okay? And I'm not faking you guys out either. Maybe a little bit, but not, that doesn't help, okay? So I'm not doing that. I'm making sure that when I do my attack, I am attacking committed. I'm attacking committed, because if you start doing this kind of thing, then those aren't strong attacks, okay? So I am, boom, committed. Now there are actual fakes you can do, but we're keeping it simple. And I am not doing a follow through, because a follow through is harder and it makes it different, okay? Because you might block the initial attack, however, the continuing motion of a follow through can still hurt you. So if you just do a block like this, then you only block the initial, but the continuation you're not doing anything about. So that's why it's harder. You got to deal with the continuation. Now here's a stab. Boom. Boom. Okay, boom. So it starts to get a little faster. See how much can you deal with. Boom. 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 And boom. Okay, so now the last thing that I just want to say is, so you should have been having a stick like this, okay, but remember, from here, as much as you can, and then go defend, 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 okay, defend. But you don't want to stay like this the whole time, not like this, okay? So you want to be right here as much as you can, okay? So the other thing is, when you block, if you start getting comfortable with it, start to bring your hands closer and closer together. Okay, so now you're just blocking with a smaller area. So that makes it much harder. But like in a real life situation, you know, maybe you had a knife, okay, and so you're going to do the same thing with the knife. So it is much shorter. Or you may only have your baseball cap. So you take this off and you're doing the same thing, boom, boom, with this. Notice right now I did that and I hollowed out, okay? So it's the same idea. So that's it for now. Thank you for viewing, and take care, folks.